So as we observe the wonders of Anise breastfeeding spaghetti, we should probably touch on a few things that I've realized about this series. Now, the whole point was that Anise was going to be breeding left, right, and center. We were going to be pumping out kids constantly. It's been very nicely brought up in the comments section last episode, is that Anise can't actually produce children effectively while she is lactating. Now, we can very easily just stop this by not letting her breastfeed the child after 10 days, and we can just feed the child. I didn't know this, and we will be doing this from now on, stopping her breastfeeding, so then we stop her from lactating. The next thing that I've realized is that we are struggling in terms of just everything. I don't necessarily think Empress Evil is hard, but it's making things with the additional restrictions quite tough. So what we're going to be doing is refining the slavery rule again. Whilst I said that we couldn't have any slaves other than children that were also demons, we're going to open it up slightly further depending on you guys' reaction from this episode. I've decided that because we are chefs and we are playing with the Min Choco people, the ice cream people, we should probably be their rulers. We should be in charge of them. We should be able to have them as our slaves regardless of age because they are just food. Like, shouldn't we be in control of them? Let me know what you think, and we can go from there on that. So the plan for today is going to be very simple. I'm going to try actually think about what I'm doing and adjust it accordingly to the series. So Anise, I will be stopping her from lactating completely. Whether this means Spag suffers, I don't actually know. And hopefully we can get over all the cold snaps, the droughts. We can start working on getting food again because things are going pretty bad as a result of everything else that's going on. So if you enjoy any of today's episode, are excited to see our colony savior John go about, kill some more insects and do all that good stuff, consider liking, subscribing, and make sure you tell your mum about it. Let's get into things, and let me also update you guys on the mod pack. The mod pack should be live as you are watching this episode. If it isn't, it's because I've completely forgotten and somebody needs to update me in the Discord as to where it is. And Pete has decided to go on a murderous rage and decided he must kill Branston as well. Pete, this is bad. You want to go off and kill your own father. Things around the colony aren't that bad, and you know what? John's feeling savage. He's going to discipline you again. Shit. Oh, Anise is just sitting there eating her breakfast and watches her son get murdered. Oh, John. Oh, John. Are you sad about that? Killed a child. Yeah, that's fair enough. Whoops. Oh, I didn't expect this at all. Pete has been violently beaten to death. Okay. You know what? Pete was kind of a dick. He was really good, and I was really looking forward to seeing a child turn into an expert drug maker. But you know what? We're going to let it go. We're going to roll with the story and let it play out. You know, John is the discipliner. He's our she's our protector, our soldier. And Pete stepped out of line once too many times. You know, we beat him however many times last episode. I guess now we just need to bury Pete. This is not how I wanted to start this episode. I think it's only right that John, the person that accidentally killed Pete, buries Pete looking over the lake. You know, it's going to be one of the spots that's the most romantic and lovely for him. Pete, I am so sorry that this happened. I'm so sorry. And the cold snap is thankfully over. Maybe this is a sign. Maybe the colony needed to move past Pete and all the issues that we were focusing on with him, and maybe just needed to move past him. Now, obviously, we are going to have a few rifts now within the colony. Anise and Branston now hate John even more than what they did before. Obviously, John has inadvertently just killed their son. Whether or not Pete was a bit of a dick, they're still pretty sad about this, as you can imagine. So things are going to be pretty tense around the colony. You know, John's visiting Pete's grave, remembering the things she did. Fair enough, John. I hope my rival Pete died. You know what? John was actually happy about this. Oh, And a raid from the ogre tribes. Only two of them, Pigug and Sam. Sam Samantha Haxton. Where have I seen that name before? They just appear in every single playthrough. This is not Sam Samantha Haxton. This is an ogre. It should have an ogre name. Crazy. That is weird. That is weird. But they have spawned out on the other side of the gate down here. So I guess we can just kind of wait till they're close enough to it to destroy it. Oh. They've actually decided to spawn in and attack a load of nightlings. Interesting. Well, this just makes it a lot easier for us. And hydroponics have been completed. I had wanted to get a start on that this episode and get straight into that making food to overcome the issues with drought. We're just not at a stage though, unfortunately, so we are just going to keep aiming towards getting the Biotech IVF things and stuff to help Anise make more babies. So let's go for the cheapest research again, and let's go for prisoner containment. Prisoner containment is complete. Next, we've got fire foam poppers deep frying, which would make the most sense for us to go for. But we're actually going to go for fire foam. I don't know. I can't really do it much at the moment in terms of cooking because of electricity and the foods that we actually need to cook. And the drought is finally ending. And I think that was roughly 9 days of drought we had. Right. I think now that the drought's ended, we can start growing things again properly. I'm going to start working on the actual freezer area for our ritual room as well. I've started adding power to it, which is the first step to making it a freezer. Otherwise, it's just going to be an absolute shed load of refrigerators. So many refrigerators just absolutely everywhere. With expanding the brand new freezer and turning it into our main storage area for food, we should probably now expand a kitchen. Whilst the restaurant kitchen down here is fantastic, and I will probably keep it for legacy reasons, and that's about it, we actually need to build like a proper nice kitchen. And I think a catering kitchen is always just going to be very long and sleek. With a lot of just things in the middle. It's just going to be a one long corridor, basically, with an island in the middle. I have very little experience of actual catering kitchens, but I think that would be what it would look like. Be very long, and in this case, it's going to have to be extremely long because of all the cooking apparatus that we're going to have to put in it. And just have it up here like that, so it sticks out. Obviously, we're going to have all the hotel bits and everything along the beach. So we have the kitchen above here, the freezer, and then I guess we'd have like a dining room down here maybe sticking off the other end. And have it like almost like a walled off area from like us and them kind of thing. Another broker from the Min Choco is approaching. Hello, sexy ice cream ladies. Please maybe have a slave that I can buy off you. Please, maybe. Okay, they've got absolutely nothing for us to trade with them. Not even sure why these people exist. But this does give me an opportunity to just check them out as individuals, you know. Nothing more than I want to do than be checking out the ice cream ladies. They have absolutely no genetics about them. They are theoretically just baseliners. They count as a completely independent creature. They do count as females, however. They are all female. So I assume that means that we can breed with them. Not necessarily I want to breed with them. But the opportunity is there if I wanted to. And Anise is no longer lactating, which means that once Branston's gotten over his crack in the right radius, which is apparently making him beg-bound, Anise will hopefully be pregnant again, and we can start working on the great breeding program of the colony. And now that I know that all I need to do is not let her breastfeed her children, then we can breed more, which is kind of weird. Kind of messed up, honestly. Not really the way I wanted to be doing this, but congrats, Anise. You're a breeding machine. Once you've sorted that out, we can start making things slightly quicker, I hope. And Anise is pregnant just like that. Easy peasy. Another one on the go. Perfect. And a raid has turned up just as John goes on a mental break and eats a load of food. Classic. There's quite a few of them as well. This is not ideal. How are we looking? They have guns as well, which is really not ideal. 7 piggies. Okay, Branston and Anise, it's time to show us what you're made of. Ooh, and Anise has managed to actually calm down John as well, so she should be ready for the next raid. Yes, she is. Perfect. Right, John, Branston, and Anise, defend your last child to the very end. I believe in you. Wait for them to get a little bit closer, and then we can probably just go search and destroy with John. And then hope that Branston and Anise can back her up if we need to. Yeah, there we go. Right, they're close enough now, so we can just go get involved straight away. Branston and Anise double-teaming Blubber. Blubber, you're a lucky man. The things I do to get double-teamed by Anise. The pigs from the Squilland Polity are fleeing as well. They are getting absolutely ruined. Anise is double-teaming them, stabbing them in the eye, and doing all that good stuff as well. Good job, guys. Proud of you. We have actually managed to finish the previous research without it showing up. Perfect. So we have insectoid, bioengineering, electric pumps, and the ENIAC. I would imagine the ENIAC would actually lead us to more of the biotech IVF stuff. But it's 1,000 research, and the ENIAC is unbelievably expensive to run, and we just can't do that at the moment. So I'm going to go for electric pumps on the idea that we might start building a hotel at some point. Ooh, and a growth moment for Spag. Spag has become a child. Congratulations, Spag, at the grand old age of 3. You are now going to become a slave. She's now old enough to do the following: patient, bed rest, hall, clean, rearm, maintenance. All the things that are perfect for a child slave. Congratulations, Spag. Welcome to a life of slavery. You get your own bedroom, though. Congratulations. And I don't actually know if this thing is you'll still learn anything or not, but, you know, you'll enjoy yourself, I'm sure. I'm going to keep her on a anything schedule as well, just on the basis that she might be able to do some learning, and at least make her character slightly better. Okay, now here is a interesting one. As I revealed last episode, we were changing the rules set up a little bit, that we could also accept in children slaves of different xenotypes if we determined them as lesser demons to what we were. Now, Anna Acosta is a 10-year-old child who is a fire Jotun. Now, I've done a small amount of research whilst looking at this to try and make sure I do this correctly. A Jotun is somewhat of a demon. Jotuns are basically giant Norse mythology creatures that can either be evil or not evil. From what I understand, right? I could completely be wrong. If you're an expert, please correct me. I'm learning. But from what I can tell, we've got a chance. We can either take them as evil or not evil. Now, I'm going to take the fact that a fire Jotun is more than likely going to be evil. And with that in mind, I'm going to assume that they are a demon as a result. So I'm going to accept Acosta in, and we're going to enslave them, and they will be a lesser demon that we will have dominion over. And there we are. Acosta has joined and is joining the colony. I mean, look! Acosta is red and looks very similar to Anise, very interestingly as well. Acosta is a child, a mad surgeon giant. She's got some minor passions in melee, mining, in art as well, so could potentially be a good colonist eventually. You know what? I'm happy about that. Unfortunately, she is of the wrong ideology, but I think we can probably just convert her over. Perfect. So welcome, Acosta. Welcome to the life of slavery. And as a result of accepting Acosta into our colony, a psychic droning machine has turned up, and there are 2 man-hunting pigs there. This is not an issue. Once John is breaking out of her mental state, I will literally go and deal with that straight away. I think what I'm going to do is actually manually convert Acosta whilst they are a prisoner. I don't think there's much point in having anybody in the colony of the wrong ideology. And then we're just going to enslave them straight after. Super easy. But John is back up and is existing. So I guess we need to go deal with that psychic drone and go take on those 2 man-hunting pigs. Scary stuff. John has arrived at the psychic drone. Now, what are we looking at then, John? Where are these man-hunting piggies? There they are. They're coming after us. Hopefully they don't have Scaria, because I'd actually like to take them home and eat them. Is this cannibalism? John is an ogre. These are pigs. Slightly cannibalism? Maybe? No, they have got Scaria. Okay, no worries. Let's go in here and destroy the toxic droner. And I think I'll get John to harvest everything before we go. There we go. Psychic droner has been destroyed. Perfect. Right, John, I'm actually going to get you to go around and kill a load of animals. This might not be what you wanted, but as we all know, you are evil. So, let's start you off with a nice easy badger, and then we'll move on to the muffalos. John versus 3 muffalos. Who is going to win? Anise is also in labour, but we're not going to worry about that at the moment. John is on a rampage. 3 muffalos versus John. John wins. Of course he does. Perfect. So everything has been selected for John to bring back, including all of the dead animals that he's just killed as well. Perfect. Let's send them home. And let's have a look at Anise. Anise. Oh, the pregnancy starting. Gather for childbirth already. Dr. Branston. Branston has, unfortunately, changed his outfit and is no longer looking like a chef. Yeah, I'm not too impressed at Branston not looking like a chef. It doesn't quite fit him. Obviously, things are going to have to change around the colony, as we've seen. And things are going to have to become more militarized and more casual as we progress into more of a hotel scene to protect everybody. This is definitely not an appropriate place for a childbirth. Spag, can you clean up quickly, please? The sick, blood, piss, shit, everywhere. If this child is healthy, then this'll be a good sign. Oh no. Anne's baby was stillborn. It's dead. Already dead. Crikey, that's brutal. Oh dear. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Well, destroy item? I've got no attachment to this baby. Oh, that's sad, that is. Anise, how do you feel about that? Stillbirth, yes, sad. 10 days. So, obviously she's not going to be able to do any breastfeeding because the child's dead. But that also then means that once she stopped breastfeeding, she'll go try for another baby, and we'll just keep going in a circle. For reasons unbeknownst to me, John has taken all of Brance's chef outfit and put it on. John has become the cook. Hopefully this doesn't mean that she's going to accidentally cook up the stillborn baby, but that's a completely different issue that I don't even want to think about. You rock that outfit, John. You look great. And unfortunately, we have reached the end of our time here on today's episode. And honestly, I dedicate this entire episode to the psychosomatic lady herself, John. John, I knew that she came from a struggled background from the last series of growing up around Void, but this is pretty bad, really. She's enjoyed killing an 11-year-old child, and now she's a chef. She's just like, what? But anyway, today's episode, there's been a lot of quiet progress that's gone unaccounted for. Spag has obviously grown up and is replacing Pete. We've also going to be in the process of recruiting Acosta as well. At the moment, we're just recruiting and we're just about halfway there as well. Next episode, however, I need to get hard on the food production and just generally making the base better because, holy, things are not progressing very quickly. I think we're going to spend a lot of next episode not thinking about whether or not Spag's going to be doing some nature running or not, and if she's okay. Instead, I'm just going to build the base, get things set up, ready to go, and go from there. So, if you have enjoyed today's episode, and have enjoyed seeing John, the psycho, doing her thing, and I'm excited to see how much I can actually manage to build next episode, consider liking, subscribing, and make sure you tell your mum about it, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.